Hi everyone, this is Dr. Ajit Kaushal. We are going to discuss about the fundamentals of debentures. First of all, let me give you a general introduction of the debenture. What is the meaning of the debenture? Debenture is probably the most important debt instrument which is used by the corporates for the purpose of raising the fund in the market. It forms the part of the debt capital of the company. It is a marketable security. And once I am telling that it is a marketable security, you must see the section 2H of the Security Contract Regulation Act 1956. Once the company has decided to raise the fund from the market through the issuance of debenture, what the company does that by issuing the debentures, it acknowledges the debt. And once the debentures are issued, it gives rise to a debtor and creditor relationship between the company and the debenture holders. What the debenture holders do, they the debenture holders are the suppliers of the loan capital in order to fund the business opportunities for the company. As far as the debenture holders are concerned, like the shareholders, they have no controlling stake in the company. So it is again a kind of debenture, a kind of advantage for the debentures that the company can raise the fund without diluting the controlling stake in the company. And the another advantage of the debenture that debenture reduces the tax burden. Why the debenture reduces the tax burden? Because you have taken the loan from the market, you are going to pay the interest. So once you are going to pay the interest, it is going to mitigate your tax burden. Here I have made a graphical representation of the fundamentals of debentures. So you can see the various points out here. Here the mind map which I have created in this slide is going to help you to understand the fundamentals. And please remember, whether it is debentures or any other topic, the fundamentals are the most important things to be understood. Once you are clear with the fundamentals, then it will be easier for you to make the superstructure of your concept. Now let's try to see the legislative scheme in our law with regard to the debentures. So I have tried to explain you through this pictorial representation. So about the legislative scheme, you can divide into two parts. The legislative scheme is different for the listed companies, as they have to fulfill some additional compliances simply because they are the listed companies, and the legislative scheme for the unlisted companies are going to be different. Section 71 of the Companies Act 2013, Rule 18 of Companies Share Capital and Debenture Rules 2014, Section 179 of the Companies Act 2013, which regulates the borrowing power of the company. These are the few rules and regulations which are going to be applicable for the debenture issued by all the companies. But as far as the listed companies are concerned, some additional laws, some additional compliances are going to be applicable simply because the company is listed in the stock market. And you know, once the company is listed in the stock market, it has to fulfill all the criteria prescribed by the stock exchange. It has to fulfill all the laws and legal requirements as it is required by SEBI. So for the listed companies, there are some additional compliances to be followed, some additional rules and regulations, some additional legal requirements to be taken care of. So for listed companies, Security and Exchange Board of India, that is SEBI listing obligation and disclosure requirement regulations 2015 is going to be applicable. SEBI issue of listing of debt security regulations 2008 will be applicable, and you also need to see section 44 of the Companies Act 2013, Section 2H of the Security Contract Regulations Act 1956. As I told you that the debentures are going to be marketable securities, and once they are the marketable securities, they come under the ambit of Section 2H of the Security Contract Regulations Act 1956. So you must see these rules, these regulations, the relevant sections which are going to be applicable in case of the debentures. Now let's see the definition of the debenture. Debenture includes debenture stock, bonds, and any other securities of a company, whether constituting a charge on the assets of the company or not. This definition has been provided under Section 230 of the Companies Act 2013. If you analyze the definition properly, you will find that this definition is inclusive in nature because it uses the term includes. So the definition of the debenture is not going to be exhaustive in nature. As far as the debenture is concerned, it amounts to borrowing of money from the debenture holders on such terms and conditions on which the debentures have been issued. The debenture is signed by the authorized officer of the company with guaranteed repayment, interest, etc. And it may create security on the assets of the company. You must be knowing about creating this security on the assets of the company. Whenever a creditor gives the loan to the debtor, generally it wants the security for the purpose of protection of its debt. The same also happens in the case of debenture. The debenture holders may have some kind of charge, some kind of securities on the assets of the company for the purpose of protecting their debt which has been conferred to the company. Now let's analyze the legal provisions of the Section 71. Section 71 subsection 1 provides a company may issue debentures with an option to convert such debentures into equity shares, either wholly or partly at the time of redemption. It talks about the convertible debentures. A debenture which is going to be converted into the equity shares in its lifetime is known as the convertible debenture. It also provides, the Section 71 also provides that the issue of debentures must be approved by the special resolution passed at a general meeting. So according to this provision, the resolution to issue the debenture has to be passed with at least 75% of the votes. Dear students, please remember that there are two kinds of resolution in the companies. One is the general resolution and the second is the special resolution. As far as the general resolution is concerned, the resolution has to be passed by the simple majority, that is the 50% of the votes, and the special resolution has to be passed by the special majority, that is the 75% of the votes. But the resolutions are going to have a specific implication as far as the corporate governance is concerned, because whenever you are talking about the resolution or the percentage of vote, the percentage of vote is always calculated out of those who are the present, sitting and voting in a legally convened meeting. So when we are talking about the special resolution, the resolution to issue the debentures has to be passed by 75% of votes of those who are present, sitting and voting in that particular meeting. It will have, as I told you, very huge implication on the corporate governance of the company. but that is a different matter. We will discuss such this issue maybe in some other video. I have just given you the background with regard to the resolution. Going ahead, the debentures don't carry the voting rights. It means as far as the general management of the company is concerned, the debenture holders will not have the right to vote. The shareholders, they can participate in the general management of the company by exercising their voting rights. But as far as the debenture holders are concerned, they have given the loan to the company, they are the creditors of the company, so they will not have any kind of say as far as the general management of the company. For example, if any director has to be elected, or which director has to be retired, or how the constitution of the board of director is going to be, the debenture holders are not concerned with all these things, because simply they don't have the right to vote in the general management of the company. The next one provides that the company shall create a debenture redemption reserve account out of the profits available for payment, that is going to be dedicated for redemption of the debentures. Next point discusses about the appointment of debenture trustee. The role of the debenture trustee is very important for the purpose of security of the interest of the debenture holders, and it is the rule that before issuing the prospectus for selling the debentures which has more than 500 subscription, a company has to appoint a debenture trustee. This slide onwards, we are going to discuss about the kinds of debentures. There are various classification of the debentures, and the debentures may be classified in terms of the convertibility, security, redeemability, and registration. In other words, you can say that these are the various basis of divisions of the debentures. We are going to discuss these kinds of debentures in detail in the coming slides. In the previous slide, we have discussed about the basis of divisions of the debentures. So going ahead, let's discuss the various kinds of debentures. On the basis of redeemability, there can be two types of debentures. One is the redeemable and second is irredeemable debentures. As far as the irredeemable debentures are concerned, they are also known as the perpetual debentures, but Companies Act 2013 now clearly provides that a company cannot issue perpetual or irredeemable debenture. What is the meaning of redeemable and what is the meaning of irredeemable debenture? We are going to discuss in the next slide. The debentures can also be classified on the basis of the securities. So going ahead with this classification, there can be two types of debentures. One is the secured and the second one is unsecured or naked debentures. The debentures may be classified also on the basis of the registration. So on this basis there can be two types of debenture. One is the registered and the second is the bearer debentures. On the basis of convertibility, there can be fully convertible debentures, non-convertible debentures, and the partly convertible debentures. We are going to discuss in detail all these debentures into the coming slides. In the previous slide, we have discussed that with regard to the redeemability of the debentures, there can be two kinds of debentures. One is redeemable and second is irredeemable debentures. What is the meaning of redeemable debentures? Redeemable debentures are issued on the terms that the company is bound to repay the amount of the debenture at a fixed date upon demand made by the debenture holders after a notice or on the basis of periodical drawings. In other words, you can say that the redeemable debentures are going to have the fixed period. It is going to be paid within that fixed period or at a certain date, and such kind of debentures are repaid during the lifetime of the company only. Irredeemable debentures. Irredeemable debentures are also known as the perpetual debentures. Normally, the irredeemable debentures are not issued. But what is the meaning of irredeemable debentures? Friends, we have discussed earlier the redeemable debentures, and we have read that the redeemable debentures are issued for a fixed period, or it is going to be repaid at a fixed date or on the demand made by the debenture holders. But irredeemable debentures falls in the special category where the redemption in such kind of debentures are not to be made as long as the company is a going concern. So the repayment in such kind of debentures are not going to be made during the lifetime of the company. But if the company is going into the winding up, or if the company has made any kind of default with regard to the debenture issued by it, then in those cases the irredeemable debentures are repaid. So this is, as I told you, as a special kind of debenture, but the Companies Act 2013 does not allow the issue of such kind of debentures, and as far as the Companies Act 2013 is concerned, the irredeemable debentures have become now history. And why I am telling so? Because there was no legal bar as far as the Companies Act 1956 was concerned. But if you see the SEBI guidelines on debentures, the SEBI guidelines on debentures are based upon the presumption of redeemability of the debentures. On the basis of this security, the debentures can be divided into two parts. One is the secured debentures, which is going to be secured by a mortgage or a charge on the property of the company. And the second category involves the unsecured debenture, which don't have any kind of security, and it is not secured by any mortgage or charge on any property of the company. In India, the debentures are going to be secured in nature. It means whenever the company has issued any debenture to the debenture holders, so it is going to provide the charge or security in favor of the debenture holders. Dear friends, please remember that whenever we are talking about the debentures, so the issue of the debenture is going to create the debtor and creditor relationship between the debenture holders and the company. And you need to provide the protection to the creditors. The creditors would also like to have some sort of guarantee, some sort of backup for the loans they have given to the company. So security is always recommended whenever the company is going to issue the debentures. In the case of the secured debentures, the role of the debenture trustee becomes very, very important. The interest of the debenture holders are secured by the instrument of the trust. You need to understand the mechanism out here. In a trust, there is a trustee and the beneficiary. In the same fashion, what happens in the cases of the debenture trust, that a debenture trustee is appointed and the debenture holders are treated as the beneficiary. It means by the implication of the fiduciary principle, the debenture trustee is going to be duty bound to the interest of the debenture holders. And this is how the interest of the debenture holders are protected by way of the instrument of the trust. So this point is going to be conceptual and you are going to keep this point in your mind whenever you study the debentures. Coming to the secured debentures, the section 71(3) gives you the fundamental rules with regard to the secured debenture. Section 71(3) read with the Rule 18(1) of the Companies Share Capital and Debenture Rules 2014. Section 71(3) states that the secured debentures may be issued by a company subject to such terms and conditions as may be prescribed in the Rule 18. These condition precedences are provided under the Rule 18(1) of the Companies Share Capital and the Debenture Rules 2014. For the purpose of issuing the secured debentures, the debenture period must be less than 10 years from the date of the issue. It means the redemption has to be made within the period of 10 years. The interest of the debenture holders shall be secured by the creation of a charge over the company's property. Appointment of debenture trustee before the issue of prospectus for the subscription of the debentures, which means that before issuing the prospectus for the subscription of the debenture, the company needs to appoint a debenture trustee so that the interest of the debenture holders may be protected. The security for the debentures by way of a charge or mortgage shall be treated in the favor of the debenture trustee, which will be ultimately enjoyed by the debenture holders, as I told you that they are treated as the beneficiary in this particular trust. So, for the purpose of understanding the debentures, for the purpose of understanding the secured debentures, you need to have the fundamental of trust. If you are clear about the concept of the trust, then it will be easier for you to understand the role and function of the debenture trustee, and simultaneously you can understand the mechanism of protecting the interest of the beneficiaries. They are the debenture holders. On the basis of the registration, the debentures can be divided into two parts. One is the registered debentures and the second is bearer debentures. Registered debentures are issued in the name of the particular person and his name appears in the debenture certificate and the person is treated as the registered holder. Whereas the bearer debenture is not issued in the name of any particular person and thereby it becomes a negotiable instrument and it is so transferable by mere delivery, just like the share bar. Whereas the registered debenture is transferable like a share with a proper instrument of transfer which is duly stamped and executed and satisfying the terms and conditions as specified in the Act. It was held in the case of Calcutta Safe Deposit Company Limited versus Ranjit Mathudas Sampath 1971 case that the person to whom a bearer instrument is transferred become a holder in due course and unless contrary is shown is entitled to receive and recover the principal and the interest accrued therein. So this is all about the registered and the bearer debenture and the kinds of